Guys, I'm so excited. What is up, everybody? This is the DJI Ronin S, and it's been about 2 months since my last video about it, but I think it's finally time that we talked again. Since its announcement back at CES in January, I've been keeping my eye very close on any new information about it, and I think since then there's been some significant changes and some new information that's come out. If you guys watched my first video, I sort of walked through the features, concerns, and a lot of different speculation about it. However, since then, and as it's getting closer and closer to release, there's been some new information and more details that are coming out. But before I jump into this topic of the video, please keep in mind, because the Ronin S hasn't been officially released yet out into the market, anything that has been said and that will be said is all speculation and rumors. I still believe that DJI is in their prototyping phase after all, but I did notice that there's some interesting design changes that has happened, or that we saw at WPPI and NAB that happened about a week ago. Now, I wasn't able to attend either of these conferences myself, but from what I've seen and read, everything is definitely worth mentioning. Originally, when the Ronin S was released, I made a forum post on the DJI forums, which has gotten about 600 views since then, and what I basically was talking about were some suggestions, some design concerns, and some things that might improve overall user experience. If you want to read that, I'll go ahead and link that down below, but I believe most of them have been addressed since then. Looking at the Ronin S, there's been some significant changes in the overall design, and what I plan on talking about in this video is the joystick, the baseplate, weight, models, add-ons, and finally what everyone is waiting for or to hear about is the overall price. So when first looking at the joystick on the original prototype, my main concern was that the joystick was way too long. I mean, from a profile view, the joystick stuck out like a sore thumb, literally. This was one of my primary concerns because I felt like the idea of the DJI Ronin S was that it is meant to be portable, easily transported. I mean, the battery grip and the gimbal can be removed from each other, so that way you can have two parts and stick into your backpack a lot easier. That's definitely a good feature, but with the joystick, I felt like it was conflicting of ideas. So we kind of ran into the issue with the DJI's Mavic Pro's remote controller when the joystick stuck out pretty far out, and people had to develop or buy joystick holders so that way when transporting it, the joysticks did not break or get damaged. Thankfully, it looks like DJI has considered this, and starting at WPPI, I noticed that the joystick has gotten a lot smaller and I want to say shorter, and what was said at NAB is that the joysticks are going to actually be removable, so that way it's designed like the DJI Mavic Air joystick controller, so that way you can remove them and you can put in a longer one if you desired a longer joystick for some reason. Next, let's talk about the baseplate. Originally, I think that DJI wanted to introduce their own baseplate, that they wanted to design their own system, kind of make it prioritized, but since then I think they've had a lot of feedback from the beta testers that that wasn't going to work. You know, the quick release system or the baseplate needed to be something that was universal like Arca Swiss or Manfrotto style, and I can definitely see that they consider that and change that design, which is pretty awesome. Good job DJI, good job. I feel like this next topic is probably one that is a staple of companies like Apple or DJI, but it's often one that gets overlooked or is a afterthought of the product by other companies, which is add-ons. In addition to being a portable system, the driving force of purchasing the Ronin S is that it's going to be a modular system. This is where you can either spend a ton of money or spend the bare minimum. I mean, you kind of want to take a look at the Osmo series model where they sell lots of different accessories, but they're pretty overpriced. I mean, look at the Osmo series, $60 for a tripod or selfie stick. Are you serious? Come on. But anyways, having that modular system is pretty cool. You can really customize or rig it up to your needs. I feel like this allows for customers of all different levels, starting from the basic package. I have heard reps that said that they're going to include the focus knob and a tripod stand for tabletops and whatnot. The follow focus system, which is going to be electronic and be compatible with most cameras. They're trying to still work with Panasonic and Sony, companies that are kind of that haven't really budged with other companies like Zhiyun or what's the other one, the Moza Air, etc. But with the electronic focus knob, if your camera is compatible, the focus knob that's included will be able to shift focus and change settings whichever way you set it up in the settings. But if your camera isn't supported, then you're gonna have to purchase a focus pull or follow focus system. That's kind of the traditional one that G1 has released, and I'm kind of disappointed by that. But you know, we'll just have to see where that goes. And there's also going to be another add-on from the gimbal, which is an LCD screen that you're going to be able to adjust the settings from the DJI app. It's going to be able to adjust the same settings that you would have in the DJI app, but that's going to be an add-on, which I would guess it's going to be about $150 to $200. So we'll just have to see on that one. So there's another add-on that I think gets overlooked by lots of different companies, and which is the tabletop tripod, something that allows you to stabilize it or set it down just for a brief second. That definitely is a quality of life add-on that I feel like gets overlooked a lot. But it's pretty sweet that the Ronin S is going to have a 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch screw at the bottom of the battery grip, or the where you hold your hand, so that way you can have different tripod systems. For example, my ME Photo road trip tripod uses a 3/8 inch, so I could do that long extension thing to get jib shots, etc. But I think that instead of having a separate 3/8 inch and 1/4 inch, they could have done it to where it's a 3/8 inch hole and then have a 1/4 inch adapter, so that way it's kind of less, there's less holes, and overall design it would look a lot cleaner. But that's just my 2 cents, But for other add-ons, it looks like we're gonna have the DJI Master Force 2 handle grips coming out soon. We're gonna have a car mount and a top bracket to reduce vibrations of taller cameras, like the 1DX Mark II, or another camera with a battery grip. So this next topic is a quick one, but definitely one that's worth mentioning, which is weight capacity. They've said that they're going to have 2 different systems, one that's a DJI Ronin S for DSLRs or larger cameras, and then one that's a Ronin S for mirrorless cameras. I think I think the difference will be in the weight load, and the overall size of the arms and motors, but take a look at what they said at NAB.
We decided to test the car mount capability of the Ronin S. So we mounted ordinary DSLR type of payload, like a Canon 5D Mark IV, plus a 24-105 lenses, and then 2 focus motors mounted as well, and try to drive up to 75 miles per hour. And the footage turns out to be very stable. Isn't
that insane? They took a freaking Ronin S with the 5D Mark IV, threw it on a car mount and on a car, went 70 miles per hour. I'm not sure if it's like a street road or like a rough road, but still 70 miles per hour with a gimbal and a camera, and they didn't see much jitterness or vibrations. That's pretty insane. They even stacked on a red camera, which I believe it was a Raven. So the rumored weight capacity is around 8 to 12 pounds for the larger version. My one concern is the inverted position. When I say inverted, this is what I mean. So this is the crane 2, and so this would be the normal position for a gimbal, right? Well, if you want to do an underhand grip or a inverted position to get lower to the floor, this is what you would do. You would just take it and move 45 or 180 degrees. So, but with that 45-degree angle, I feel like it's still something we're gonna run into with an issue when getting those type of shots. Here's some images of what it may look like. But like I said, I still feel like it's gonna be a little bit harder to do with that 45-degree angle, or if possible at all, So, but there is a new cool mode that I found on Paul Pan. I think he's an employee or a rep of DJI on his Instagram. So he's taking the Canon 1DX Mark II and having it 360 degrees. I don't think that's panning it at 360 degrees. I don't think that's something that I could do on my Crane 2, which is going to be a pretty cool or interesting shot, if you were to have it looking up top and then having 360 degrees of like buildings, or front 360 degrees. Like, it has that kind of that weird futuristic vibe, something that you would see maybe in a Matrix movie or something, I'm not sure. Lastly, they did do some redesigning on the button layout, like removing the photo button and integrating it into the record button. So, a half press would be to focus, 1 press would be to start recording, and then a full or a long press would be to take a picture. But one thing that I'd like to see is, and they also moved the power button to the side, But one thing that I would like to see changed is the screwing system for the modules. It looks like you're gonna have to take an Allen wrench and screw it in there, which kind of takes up time. So it'd be cool if there's like an Arca Swiss or a quick release system that they already kind of have for those modules, where it's just like a button and then you're able to take it off and on. So something that's secure, but something that allows you to quickly change those modules. And I think that's all I have. Oh no, wait. Okay, so the last thing is price, and everything, and something that everyone is concerned about is price. Originally they said it's gonna be under $1,000, but from what I've seen, there's a B&H photo rep, and a couple other DJI reps that said that the pricing for the base model, which would be the Ronin S, the tripod, and then the focus knob, is going to be under $800. That is pretty freaking sweet. I mean, that's pretty competitive with what's out on the market. So we'll just have to wait and see. I think they're going to come out with the Ronin S final details in a month, but we'll just have to wait and see. So anyways, that's all I have for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Felipe Olvera, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.